You think you're choosing McDonald's, but really, McDonald's has chosen you. An investigation recently uncovered something disturbing. A burger from a Korean McDonald's contained 3 times the normal level of bacteria. Alarming? Sure, but maybe not surprising if you understand how deeply McDonald's plays the game. You walk into McDonald's thinking you're making a simple, convenient choice. A burger. Some fries. In and out. No big deal. But here's the truth. Every decision you make in that restaurant has already been made for you. You think you're the customer. You're not. You're the target. Those golden arches? They're not just a logo. They're a lure. A trap. And you just walked into it. The smell that sells. Let's start small. That amazing McDonald's smell, you know the one. A dreamy mix of fries and sizzling meat? That's no happy accident. It's a tactic. Vents are carefully placed to blow that aroma right into your face the moment you walk in. McDonald's has weaponized the smell of potatoes. You're not just craving fries, you're inhaling a calculated marketing campaign, and it works. On everyone. Smell is the fastest way to trigger memory and emotion. The moment that scent hits, your brain whispers, remember your childhood? Ball pits? Happy Meals? That one toy you actually liked. Boom. You're in line. Wallet open. Logic asleep. Happy Meals, hidden hooks. And those Happy Meals? They're not about food. They're not even about toys. They're about training. They're nostalgia, grenades, edible bribes for children, and psychological bait for adults. You didn't just buy your kid lunch. You bought brand loyalty. A lifelong one. McDonald's doesn't care about the toy. They care that you're linking joy and reward with a drive-through speaker and a cardboard box. That little minion isn't a gift. It's a hook. And once it's in for life. The menu mirage. Now, let's talk about the menu. Ever try finding the cheapest item? It's there, hiding in the corner like it owes someone money. Meanwhile, the high-margin items? Lit up like Las Vegas. The so-called value meals? Better named profit bombs. I once ordered everything separately instead of buying the combo. Saved $3.65. Doesn't sound like much until you multiply it by 69 million daily customers. Now you're looking at hundreds of millions in hidden upsells. Fake food, real science. Here's where it gets disturbing. Real food rots. McDonald's food doesn't. I once found a burger under my car seat after 2 weeks. It looked fine. No mold. No smell. Still camera ready. That's not food. That's a prop. A homemade burger has 5 ingredients. A McDonald's burger? Try 70. 70. That's not a sandwich. It's a chemistry project. The meat is treated like it's going to war. Ammonia wash trimmings, chemical flavor injections, and yes, pink slime. It's real. They just call it something friendlier. And the fries? They go through more processing than your taxes. Blanched, dried, fried, frozen, fried again, then salted like McDonald's is trying to preserve you for archaeological study. A medium fries has enough sodium to make a cardiologist twitch. Breakfast or lab test. You think that breakfast sandwich is made fresh? Try again. Those eggs were cracked in a factory weeks ago, flash frozen, and shaped into perfect discs. Real eggs don't come in circles. Real eggs don't need ingredient labels. But at McDonald's, breakfast isn't food. It's a system designed to look and taste like a meal while being engineered more than it's cooked. Chicken nuggets or science fair. McNuggets? They come in exactly 4 shapes. The ball, the bell, the boot, and the bow tie. That's not random. That's branding. Familiarity equals comfort. Predictability equals trust. Even if the ingredients read like the back of a shampoo bottle. Ever heard of dimethyl polisiloxane? It's in Silly Putty and McNuggets. They say it prevents oil from foaming. I say if your food is foaming, maybe it's time to rethink everything. And the chicken? It's maybe 50% of what you're eating. The rest? Sugar, starch, leavening agents, and flavor stabilizers. A food scientist once said if you soaked a sponge in salty broth, most people couldn't tell the difference. Because you're not tasting food. You're tasting salt, sugar, and manipulation. The bottom line. But here's the genius. McDonald's has turned efficiency into flavor, marketing into appetite, convenience into a lifelong habit. Even the salads aren't safe. That Southwest salad with crispy chicken and dressing? Over 700 calories. You thought you were being healthy. You were just being handled. Still craving a burger? Because it's never just a burger. McDonald's, where the salad has more calories than the burger. You think you're making a healthy choice. You skip the Big Mac. You order salad. You feel smug, victorious. While everyone else dives into greasy burgers, you're sitting there with leafy greens, convinced you've cracked the code. But then you check the nutrition facts. That salad? It has more calories than a Big Mac. It's like going to the gym and celebrating with a triple chocolate shake. But McDonald's knows exactly what they're doing. Those healthy options aren't there to make you healthy. They're there to make you feel better about eating at McDonald's. It's like putting a yoga mat in a bar and calling it a wellness center. That salad you ordered? It's a masterclass in deception. Crispy chicken, high-fat dressing, tortilla strips, sugary sauces. You're not eating a salad. You're eating a disguised burrito with none of the satisfaction. My friend Sarah tried eating only McDonald's salads for a month. Thought she'd drop weight. Instead, the only thing that dropped was her bank balance. No health gains. No progress, just a bitter aftertaste and the haunting memory of ranch dressing that tasted like regret. Even the apples aren't safe. You know those tiny apple slices in Happy Meals, the ones meant to scream, "We care about your child's health"? They're peeled, sliced, and soaked in preservatives to keep them from browning. McDonald's took the one fruit that literally comes with its own biodegradable wrapper and processed the soul out of it. They don't even smell like apples. They smell like nothing. Because you're not eating fruit, you're eating the corporate interpretation of fruit. It's the uncanny valley of food. It looks like a snack, acts like a snack, but it's basically a science project with a barcode. The real profit? It's in the cup. Think the food is where they get you? Nope. The real money is in the drinks. You pay $2.50, sometimes more, for a large soda that costs McDonald's about 10 cents to make. That's not a markup. That's daylight robbery with a straw. And those cup sizes? Quietly inflated over the years. What used to be a large is now a medium. What used to be a small barely counts as hydration. They changed the labels and hope no one noticed. It's called portion distortion. And it's working. A large Coke? Over 70 grams of sugar. That's like drinking a melted candy bar with every meal. And the healthy drinks? Worse. The orange juice? More sugar than a glazed donut. The smoothies? Might as well be liquefied dessert cereal. And then there's the McFlurry. The ice cream machine from hell. Ah, the McFlurry. A treat so unreliable, it might as well be your emotionally unavailable ex. You never know when it's working. The machine is always down. But here's the thing, it's not broken. It's just complicated. Cleaning it is a surgical procedure. Only a specific technician from the company that makes the machine is allowed to fix it. And guess who gets paid every time that tech is called? Yep, the machine maker. Ding, ding, ding. It's gotten so ridiculous that apps exist to track which McDonald's locations have working ice cream machines. Lawsuits have been filed. Franchise owners are losing money. Customers are furious. And through it all, the machine sits there blinking error codes like an evil vending robot from the future. Meanwhile, the fries never fail. There is one thing that never breaks at McDonald's. The fries, they are golden, iconic, and borderline immortal. A museum in Iceland still has a McDonald's meal from 2009, a small burger and fries. The burger looks a little rough. The fries? Perfect. No mold. No rot. No change. They've lasted longer than some marriages. A scientist once explained why McDonald's fries are so heavily processed and preserved that mold won't even touch them. Fried, frozen, shipped, fried again, salted like you're mummifying them. No moisture equals no mold. No mold equals no decay. No decay equals not really food. So, why are we putting them in our mouths? McDonald's could do better, but they won't. Here's the twist. McDonald's could change. They have the money, the infrastructure, the global presence to make real food. They could use grass-fed beef, serve fries with just 3 ingredients, make salads that are actual salads. But they don't. Why? Because real food spoils, real food costs money, and McDonald's isn't in the food business, they're in the system business. Their empire is built on uniformity. Every bite from New York to Tokyo to Cape Town must taste the same. That level of control doesn't come from cooking. It comes from chemistry. You ever eat there and feel full but not satisfied? Like your stomach's packed but your brain's still hungry? That's by design. Salt, sugar, fat, bliss points. Hits your pleasure center like a slot machine, but leaves you craving more every single time. It's the food equivalent of scrolling through your phone for hours and realizing you've consumed nothing, but you can't stop. Escaping the golden arches. My friend Tom gave up McDonald's for a month. Just 30 days. No fries, no burgers, no drive-through autopilot. The first week? Rough. His car still turned into the parking lot like a reflex. But by week 2, his energy came back. His wallet got thicker. His skin, less greasy. His blood pressure dropped, so dramatically his doctor double-checked the numbers. He lost 11 pounds, with no gym, no diet, just by not putting engineered nostalgia into his body. By the end of the month, he said he felt like he'd escaped something, like he'd been in a fog and didn't even realize it. Because the truth is, McDonald's doesn't feed you. It conditions you. It programs you. And if you don't break the habit, you won't even see the cage. The golden arches or a gilded cage. He still goes sometimes. But now, it's a choice, not a reflex. And that, my friends, is the difference. Now, let's talk about the part McDonald's really doesn't want you to think about. Addiction. Yes, I said it. Addiction. Because what McDonald's has done isn't just clever marketing. It's something your local drug dealer might envy. They've turned food into a habit, and not just any habit. A convenient, cheap, socially accepted ritual that no one questions. Because, hey, it's just lunch, right? Wrong. This isn't just lunch. This is science-backed, habit-forming, engineered craving. Every crunch, every BA, every golden, glistening fry, it's all designed to hijack your brain. Do you ever feel sluggish after a McDonald's meal, but still get a craving the next day? That's not hunger. That's withdrawal. Fast food cravings light up the same parts of the brain as nicotine and sugar. Dopamine hits, you feel good, it fades, and you go back for more. That's not a coincidence, it's a formula. Cooked up in flavor labs, refined in focus groups, perfected by people in lab coats who know exactly how to make a chicken sandwich feel like therapy, selling feelings, not food. And the advertising? It's not just commercials. It's emotional warfare. Smiling families, warm sunsets, happy jingles. They're not selling food, they're selling comfort, belonging, togetherness. They want McDonald's to be where you celebrate birthdays, recover from heartbreak, and reward your kids after soccer. They want to be so tightly woven into your emotional fabric that you don't even see it anymore. But real comfort doesn't come in a combo meal. Real feelings don't leave you bloated and $30 poorer. Speed over substance. Let's talk about speed. McDonald's figured it out. Fast beats everything. Not quality. Not nutrition. Not even value. Just speed. The faster you can order, eat, and leave, the less time you have to question what you're actually doing. The drive-thru? That's not just convenience, it's a psychological funnel. Once you're in line, you're locked in. No one's reversing out of there to steam broccoli. Even the restaurant design works against you. Uncomfortable seats, color schemes that encourage fast eating, music that keeps you moving. It's not a dining experience. It's a production line. You're not a guest, you're a unit of throughput. From the second you see the golden arches in the distance to the moment you crumple your receipt, you are part of the system. And the system works only if you don't question it. Normalized, but not normal. McDonald's has done such a masterful job branding itself as normal that we forget how weird this whole setup actually is. Where else can you get an entire hot meal, meat, bread, fries, and dessert in 5 minutes for under $10, served by teenagers using touchscreens? That's not normal. That's dystopian efficiency dressed up as lunch. From Happy Meals to late-night McNugget runs, McDonald's has inserted itself into every phase of our lives. It's the default, the safe choice, the autopilot response to hunger. And it's everywhere: highways, hospitals, airports, Walmart. Try running errands without catching a whiff of fried temptation, whispering just one little snack. And the scariest part? It works. Most people don't read the ingredients, don't check the calories, don't ask why the burger looks like it was 3D printed out of meat paste. They just eat. And that's exactly what McDonald's wants. Because questions slow things down. Questions lead to doubt. Doubt leads to change. And change, that costs money. So instead, they keep the slogans cheerful, the menu colorful, the fries salty, and the conversation shallow. You're not supposed to wonder why your eggs look like vinyl coasters or your nuggets bounce. You're just supposed to smile, chew, and move on. Flip the script. But let's flip this for a second. Let's say you do start asking questions. Let's say you skip the drive-thru once or twice a week. You start cooking. You start reading labels. You realize crispy is just a euphemism for bathed in oil and sadness. You don't have to quit McDonald's forever. You just have to break the spell. Once you start seeing the golden arches not as a symbol of comfort, but as a giant neon suggestion, you realize you don't have to say yes. And when do you start saying no? Everything changes. The cravings fade. Your body feels better. Your wallet stops hemorrhaging money. And actual food, real food, starts tasting better. Food that rots if you forget about it. Food that doesn't leave you in a grease coma. One friend of mine replaced his weekly McDonald's run with simple home-cooked burgers. Ground beef, salt, pepper, a pan, some buns, no pink slime, no flavor chemicals, no regret. He told me, for the first time in years, I actually know what I'm eating. And then he said something I'll never forget. I don't feel gross afterward anymore. That might be the best review of home cooking I've ever heard. You have options. McDonald's just hopes you forget that. McDonald's wants you to believe that cooking is hard, that eating healthy is expensive, and that convenience is king. But that's a lie. A lie wrapped in a paper bag and sold with a smile. The truth? You have options. You always did. They just buried them under marketing, artificial flavors, and the engineered scent of fries drifting from vents. So, next time you're in the drive-thru, ask yourself, is this really hunger? Or is it habit? Is it really convenient? Or just conditioning? Are you choosing McDonald's, or is McDonald's choosing for you? Because once you see it for what it is, a perfectly oiled, manipulative machine, you get to decide if you still want to play the game. And that feeling, that control, it tastes better than any burger ever could. If you made it this far, congratulations. You now know more about the fast food system than most people ever will. Like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets. And remember, the truth isn't always on the menu.